Today I'm gonna talk about legendary tier battleship play because a lot of players don't really know how to play the legendary tier very well as a battleship, and we'll just give you the tips to make the most money at the end because everyone knows the more health you got at the end, the more the money that you're gonna make. So if you don't get shot, that's gonna be the best. But usually what you want to do is just back up as the battleship. But I got a new move that I tried where I turn right away, and it's kind of fun because if the red team moves forward, that's a really bad play because if they move forward, then we can shoot them, and they wouldn't want to get shot either. But if they do that and then they try and shoot at us, well, if we're pointing away from them, then we can just run away and we won't take any damage. So it's kind of risky here. You're going to see right away we're probably going to have some ships that might be able to shoot at us, but because I'm doing a pretty good job trying to run away, they won't even notice me before, and then we won't even get sunk very well. So here's the Yamato, and we'll see. We're going to be shooting him with the high explosives rounds. Now this is how you want to be doing it as the battleship. Always use the high explosives because then we get damage every shot. Armor piercing, I don't really know why you would use it on a battleship. It's more for smaller guns that can't pierce armor very well. But if you use the HE, like you see, we got two fires on him, and then we did a lot of damage. We got almost 10,000 damage on him, so that's a pretty good shot right there. I always use the HE shells, is what we call them, but you can call it high explosive shells as well. Now, if you see how far away we are, like you see that thing on the left, the top left corner there, that's the map. I didn't know that was there for a while, but if you see the map, we want all the blue ships between us and the red ships, so that's a good job. Now this Montana, he's obviously a newer player because you can see there the white shells, those are armor piercing shells, and you see how they didn't do any damage against us? That's because he didn't use the HE shells, which those will look like gold or yellow when they're flying through. He's doing a pretty good job. He's trying to hide behind the island, which is a great battleship play. You either want to hide or just be really far back so you can't get shot. But he used armor piercing shells and he hit us like 3 or 4 times, but he didn't even do any damage. And you could see we got like 2 or 3 thousand damage there, and that's because we used high explosives. So it's all a combination of distance, which we want to be as far back as possible. Always put your commanders to the max range distance, and then if you can try and turn around like this so you can run away, that's good, but if not, just back up and then you'll be safe. And you can see we've only lost like 7,000 damage and we got 21,000, so that's a lot of damage that we got. And now we got another fire, and look at this. In that corner there, you can see the damage going up, and that's because of the fires. So that's a beautiful bonus for the shells. Now, if he didn't really realize he's got the extinguisher consumable, that's the one on the bottom there on the left. Well, now he figured it out. He actually used it and he put the fire out. But just try and use that as quick as possible to minimize the damage from the fires. Otherwise, because we got like 3,000 more damage after we hit him, and that was from the fire because he didn't put it out right away. So, kind of, he's doing a pretty good job. He was hiding, but mistakes. Those armor piercing shells, don't do that, and then put the fire out as quickly as you possibly can. And he's kind of moving forward, which I don't really like that. But he's doing a good job because we can't shoot him right now behind the island. So we're forced to shoot the Baltimore. The Baltimore's a cruiser, which doesn't really do anything. But since we don't really have any other ships that we can shoot, I decided here to just shoot him. And we did get another fire, which is really good. And we actually got almost 50,000 damage, which that's a pretty good battleship game. But now that the Montana, who's like a legendary tier and he's a battleship, we'd always want to shoot him. The one problem with this is he's sideways, and it's very hard to hit him sideways because if the shots go high or low, then you'll miss them. But if they're pointing directly at you, then if they go high or low, then you're still going to hit them. So you always want to try and shoot first and foremost the ships that are pointing directly at you. And then if you can't find those, then shoot the battleships that are sideways like that. But just try and find them. Like sometimes you'll see them when you're aiming at them. You'll see another one that's pointing at you. And that's a really good time to just switch the targets, even though you might be wanting to shoot the one you were shooting at first. So our team stole that kill. That was kind of annoying. But then we shoot the Baltimore here, and we got him with another fire. And he's on fire right now. And it's so fun because he's on fire, and then you can see more damage. It's really fun, and he hasn't even shot at us. Like, we haven't even been shot for probably 3 or 4 minutes, which is really pretty good. And that's because there's really only one ship on the enemy team that could possibly shoot us, because we're so far away from them that we can kind of control the engagement. So just keep staying as far back as you can. Launch the shells. If you don't shoot for a while, that's fine. We're still, you got to think about it like we're keeping our HP, right? Our health pool, or our health points, hit points, whatever you want to call them. But you want those late in the match, right? Once all your teams used up their hit points, the red team's used up theirs. If you got almost all your health and almost all those heals, then you're almost guaranteed to win the game. So this is kind of an advanced strategy. Again, this is more legendary tier. Lower tiers, you might want to move forward just a little bit because it's just not as strategic at that tier. But, and there's another kill stolen. I don't really understand. We have almost 70,000 damage and no kills, and that's because the team just keeps waiting until we shoot them and then they kill them, which is a bad play. But now we're really safe. You can see on the map, basically nobody can shoot us, and this is great. We still have 2 more squares on the map, too, to go run away if they even move forward. So this has been a pretty good game so far. It's not quite over yet, though. In fact, on the score, we're actually down. If you can see up there, the red flag 377 and the blue flag 364. Oh, and then we lost. Oh, that's one of those destroyers that shoots the torpedoes and they hit one of our ships. So now we're actually down about 100 points, which is a lot of points. But luckily we got all our HP. Yamato almost dead. And looks like that shot. Well, geez, another ship. Another kill stolen. Somehow we hit him there after he died. I don't know how that happened. But that was just kind of lucky. So now we're going to move on to the base. And this is, even if you don't want to go onto the base right away, you can do that. Some games I'll just sit on the base the whole game, and then we always protect the base. Even if red team tries to capture it, we'll still run away if they come towards us, but at least we can try and protect the base a little bit better. But now we kind of move forward here, and we're still out of range of the enemy ships, which is really good. We haven't shot for a while, but this is great. We're not taking any damage, and they can't hit us at all. Excuse me, I got some drool on my lap. Oh, well, it's too bad. I can't even get the rag in here. I got drool again. Oh, there was another kill stolen. I actually reported this guy after the game. He kept stealing all my kills, which it's kind of annoying. Like, if you see someone on your team shooting, then you just gotta stop and let them get the kill. Otherwise, it's kind of stupid if you do that. But if you report them, then they usually get banned by Xbox or Sony, because that's kind of, it's not cheating, but it's not kind of sportsmanlike. So just report them if they do that. But now we got another battleship, and this is the only ship on the enemy team that can shoot us. So we're in a pretty good spot here, and we're just keep shooting them with the HE. We got sideways towards them, so all of our guns can shoot them all the time, and that's pretty good. And you can see here's what we're talking about. He can't even really hit us because we're sideways like that, because some of the shots dropped short of the ship and some went further, so that's really pretty good. That's why you would want to be broadside most of the time. Plus you can get all your guns to shoot at the same time, so that's a pretty good move here. But now we're just going to try and set them on fire again, and this is a good damage game, 77,000, which is a really good strong game. But we're just doing that, and compare that, we have 89,000, so we have way more health than we've even damaged, which is great. Okay, you always, thank you Ian for subbing, you always want to have more health than damage. Okay, that's a good sign if you're doing things right. Okay, so we're almost got another heal going here, and that's going to get us close to being max health. That's mainly our goal, just to be as close to max health as possible. And even though we're kind of breaking our own goal, we only have 80. Oh, God, he just stole another kill there. So, yeah, we actually have 200 health, or 200 damage more than our health, but it's still a pretty good game overall. So there's some room to improve. But here's a tip that I got for you. You can see they're actually on our base, because you can see it says defend right now. And then the red's coming on there. So we know that there's a destroyer. And this is kind of why I think destroyers are like cheating, because you can't really see them, but they can see you. And then they're going to send all these torpedoes. But I'm pretty good at dodging torps, like right here. I did a great job dodging those, so he didn't actually even hit me. But that's kind of an advanced play that most people won't be able to do. It's just something I've picked up over time. But then we shoot him and we got him. You see, we got the engine, we got the torpedoes, and the gun, and that's the power of the HE. So we can knock out all those modules. And here this guy's trying to actually steal the third kill from us, which is really kind of it's not a very good move. I just don't really enjoy it. So we're going to see if we can spot him though, and then once he does, I'm going to try and shoot as quick as possible. And then even though he was trying to shoot there, we got him, and then we win the game. So that's how you play Legendary Tier Battleship. It's a pretty good game. If you can emulate that, you're going to win a lot of games. So subscribe if you're into that content, and thumbs up if you know how to win. All right, peace.